The ZODIAC sneaker. Yes, this episode is dedicated to the Chakra Hans. Inshallah. Let's break it down. The Aries sneaker is by far the best in-house design sneaker in history. Fight me in the comments. Fight me wherever. Fight me in person. Okay, not in person. But my point stands. Let's break it down. The MX1 was designed by an architect, right? With the technology from an aerospace engineer to create what style and innovation would look like in the 80s. Yes, I know the saying, 80s baby, 90s lighty, because it did flourish in the 90s, we get that. But it also wasn't the first Nike shoe with the air bubble. It's just the first one to come out. It takes more than one person to make history. Did you see the whole collective behind the Sean Witherspoon MX197? That infused sneaker, that gold that everyone still wants to this day. On an MX note, let's talk about the biggest day in sneaker culture in terms of propaganda, sales, and, well, damn near marketing. What it's meant to us as a generation of sneaker fans, sneaker buyers, sneaker spectators, and the mental sneaker heads. Yes, I'm with you. Yes, you purchase all of them. Might not have them, but in your head, you own them. Yes. We're talking about MX Day, the 26th of March. This day, never mind the marketing, never mind how they're gonna introduce 7 new silhouettes that are made of the same shoe with a different fabric. Never mind that, they do actually bring in dope ass shoes. We've seen the AIRMAX launch from that. We've seen a lot of historic moments. We saw the Sean Witherspoon come out of MX Day. MX Day is great for the PR of Nike, but most importantly for me, as a sneaker fan, the one thing I really appreciate about MX Day is that you meet everyone, you learn everything, and that's when Nike shines in terms of supporting the culture. Because they'll bring in artists who represent the brand. They'll bring in artists who create beyond the music, sculpturists, tattoo artists. Everyone within the sneaker dynamics, everyone who uses a sneaker has a free pass if they own any Nike shoe. Preferably a bubble because of the bubble corpus. Shout out to the Cape Town homies, OG status. But when we're talking about MX Day, we're talking about the education, we're talking about the silhouettes, the opportunity to own a shoe that you never could as a child. We're covering score. Yes, not affording sneakers, PTSD exists. From the 1 to the 90, to the 93, to the 95, to the 96, to the 97, to the 98, to the TN, to the 270 or the 2090. There's an Amex for everyone in every phase you're in. If you're in your top boy phase, you got the 95. If you're in your grown and sexy, you got the 1. If you're into your minimalist, you got the 0. If you're into the future, you got the 2090. If you're into a classic, that's the most comfortable, you're into the 90. On the dot, no mistake, perfect colorway. If you got it like that, you got the collabs. Animal Pack boys, they think they special. Yeah, I'm hating. Yeah, I'm hating. I was broken young. I deserve one too. Sneaker gods. MX Day is by far the sneakerhead TRC. I know, I'm not trying to be funny. You get the old heads, right? The villains. And then you get the new heads, or quote unquote hype beasts. They unite. That's the time we spread knowledge. That's the time we learn, and we're just sitting there like, oh, my bad, OG. I'm listening, OG. That's when we actually unify as a culture. We might not all talk, but there's a moment of, I see you seeing me. There's a moment of, oh, that's that. Oh, I didn't know that was that. Sometimes you run into a conversation. That's when we podcast in real life. MX Day signifies a lot. A lot of companies are branching in and helping Nike spread the message, as it's no longer just a Nike-hosted event. It's become this brand that affiliates with Nike will also host their own version. We're seeing a lot of young creative hosting their own version of MX Day to celebrate this. This has become a unifier. It's become bigger than the brand. It's become a staple to say, yo, today is the day that Phil Knight has made. Yes. And speaking of sneaker silhouettes, MX, yes, president of sneakers. If you're with me, say I in the comments. Say I. Just the hand, the hand emoji. Just the hand emoji. Just say I. You know? MX is the president of sneakers, not me. But if you'd like to see me run, dial 31314 with the words Sneaker Coast for a future with W's. Under my administration, I have a dream that all sneakers will be raffle free, that first come will be first serve, that quantity will be above the hype. With me, as your president of sneakers, Lwazi Madonsela, umsindisi siko. It's UMSI on IG. Yeah. You will be okay. Say it with me. Sneaker Coast for president. 1-2-1-2. Sneaker Coast for president. Now let me hear you at home. My nigga. And we out. And we out. Wait. And we out. Out of the show. End of the show. Like and subscribe. Hit in the comment. Yo, I swear, like, someone needs to compile all these outros. Turn them into an EP. We need that, right? Sneaker Coast EP coming soon. The outros. The homies exclusive. Shout out to the Sneaker Clan. Shout out to everyone who's subscribing to the mailing list. Sneaker Coast merch on the way.